Good afternoon and happy Sunday to you. Well, I feel like we should be on a roll with this concept of building resilience in this fabulous, interesting time that we are living in, right? We've decided that we're going to use this as an opportunity to grow and to learn. And this is one of the most challenging times most of us have dealt with in our lives, and I'm sure our parents and our children would probably say the same now and going forward. So let's build up some additional resources today. What I want to bring in are the concept of moving from your reactive red zone to your responsive zone, which is your green zone. So the reactive red zone is when we react to something totally normal, it's human, we have sometimes the need for that reactive zone. Get out of the way of a fast-moving car, right? Life-saving. But then you move out of it. Responsive zone is when we want to be in a place of more thoughtful, mindful speaking and action. We need to be able to go into our higher mind in order to do that and separate ourselves from the reactive emotions, to be in the green zone and to have a more thoughtful response, a more wise response. But you have to practice this. So I love these three phases of working into it. Think about letting it be, letting it go, letting in. Okay, so let me explain what I mean by these things. So with the letting be, the concept of this is that we're being mindful of what it is that we are experiencing, the physical feelings, the emotional feelings, the psychological feelings. And instead of resisting it, we back away from it as an objective observer, and maybe you even name the things that are going on for you. Sad, angry, anxious. When you start to name what you are experiencing, it moves you from bottom up into that higher part of your brain, and you start to calm down. It's kind of like you are in the movie and now you're stepping back and you're sitting 20 rows back and you're watching the movie on the screen. So you're letting it be rather than attaching story and staying in the negative reactive space. The next piece is letting go. When you shift into this space, you are then choosing to dig into things that bring you peace, that bring you calm. Think of things that you find are enjoyable. It helps, for example, to think of somebody who you know cares for you. Maybe you call them or text with them. You touch stone to bring those caring emotions in. Perhaps the other piece is where you just physically let your body relax. Take a deep breath and let it go. And do that several times until you can feel your heart rate and your breathing slow down. This again helps you to more thoughtfully process the emotions that are arising, and then you can more thoughtfully say, is that real? Is there bias here? Etc. Yes? So we're taking a moment to step back and be more thoughtful about what it is that we're experiencing. The letting in. The letting in is where we then shift into choosing to move into the responsive zone by bringing positive feelings and energy in to where there was that negative energy, that reactive energy. We can do that, for example, by simple pleasures. Washing your hands under warm water, smelling something that you find pleasurable, eating something that brings you a sense of satisfaction. Connecting with somebody, as I was mentioning, whether that is through something in your mind, you think of them and that brings you a sense of peace, a sense of being cared about. And perhaps maybe we can do this by just taking a moment to be really thoughtful about what is accurate, what is useful, and what is wise. You have all of this inside of you, but you have to slow down and come out of that red reactive zone. So let go, let be, let it in. So we move from the reactive to the responsive, and in the responsive is where we can be calm, we can fill ourselves with a sense of well-being, and we can move more thoughtfully. We can speak with more wisdom. And in life, you will have heaps of opportunities to do this. So, my friends, homework for you this week. I would love for you to catch yourself when you feel yourself reacting and in the red zone. Could you perhaps practice those 3 stages? Let it be. Identify what you're physically feeling and name the emotions that are going on for you. Can you practice letting it go by giving yourself perspective? Let in good energy, wisdom, and perspective. Little by little, when you practice this, your resources internally are being fortified and broadened, and they will become more available to you because there are more of them, and you are figuring out how to tap into them more quickly. You're practicing those resilience muscles. Yeah. So this week, let be, let go, let in. We will move through this with a greater sense of community and compassion and wisdom. And through this portal, we will arrive in a different reality than what it was before. And wouldn't it be amazing if we were the better version of ourselves, for our own hearts and selves, but for our community, quite truthfully, for the world. Yeah, so with that, work on those resilience muscles. Get strong. Namaste.